When you omit parameters from a function call, values can be provided by a. Formal parameters, b. reference parameters, c. overloaded parameters, d. default parameters. The correct answer is default parameters. The first element in a string is a. the name of the string, b. the first character in the string, c. the length of the string, d. the name of the array holding the string. The correct answer is the first character in the string. Variables declared outside a block are called a. global, b. universal, c. stellar, d. external. The correct answer is global. The compiler converts your C instructions into a. edited code, b. object code, c. source code, d. translated code. The correct answer is object code. A fundamental type such as int or double is a. programmer-defined type, b. complex type, c. non-color type, d. scalar type. The correct answer is scalar type. The return type you code for all constructors is a. void, b. the class type, c. the same type as the first data member defined in the class, d. no type. The correct answer is no type. When an object-oriented program detects an error within a function, the function a. throws an exception, b. throws a fit, c. catches a message, d. catches an exception. The correct answer is throws an exception. Using a statement at the wrong time or with an inappropriate object creates a. logical error, b. syntax error, c. compiler error, d. language error. The correct answer is logical error. When you create a derived class and instantiate an object, a. the parent class object must be constructed first, b. the child class object must be constructed first, c. the parent class object must not be constructed, d. the child class object must not be constructed. The correct answer is the parent class object must be constructed first. Evaluate the following expression: 4th June 2010 to 6. A. true, b. false, c. d. The correct answer is true. A constructor always has a. communicational cohesion, b. temporal cohesion, c. logical cohesion, d. no cohesion. The correct answer is temporal cohesion. A normal C operator that acts in special ways on newly defined data types is said to be a. glorified, b. encapsulated, c. classified, d. overloaded. The correct answer is overloaded. A function in a derived class that has the same name as a function in the parent class, a. will override the base class function, b. will cause an error message to display, c. will be overridden by the base class function, d. will execute immediately after the base class function executes. The correct answer is will override the base class function. In which statements does a continue statements cause the control to go directly to the test condition and then continue the looping process? A. for and while, b. while and if else, c. do while and if else, d. while and do while. The correct answer is while and do while. Which of the following statements is false? A. You typically use a public member function to change the value in a private data member. B. Because the constructor function does not return a value, you place the keyword void before the constructor's name. C. The public member functions in a class can be accessed by any program that uses an object created from that class. D. An instance of a class is considered an object. The correct answer is Because the constructor function does not return a value, you place the keyword void before the constructor's name. In a class, specifier data or functions designated private are accessible. A. To any function in the program. B. Only if you know the password. C. To member functions of that class. D. Only to public members of the class. The correct answer is to member functions of that class. When a function includes a throw statement for errors, the call to the potentially offending function should be placed within a block. A. Throw. B. Try. C. Catch. D. Scope. The correct answer is try. The scope resolution operator is A comma, B a semicolon, C a colon, D 2 colons. The correct answer is 2 colons. C is a constant. A character literal. B named literal. C numeric literal. D string literal. The correct answer is string literal. In a C program, which of the following can be thrown? A. Scalar variables. B. Programmer-defined objects. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is programmer-defined objects. The items listed in the function header are called A. Actual arguments. B. Formal parameters. C. Passed parameters. D. Sent arguments. The correct answer is formal parameters. A translator that notes whether you have used a language correctly may be called A. Thesaurus. B. Compiler. C. Coder. D. Decoder. The correct answer is compiler. The feature in object-oriented programming that allows the same operation to be carried out differently depending on the object is A. Inheritance. B. Polymorphism. C. Overfunctioning. D. Overriding. The correct answer is polymorphism. When an argument is passed by reference, A. A variable is created in the function to hold the argument's value. B. The function cannot access the argument's value. C. A temporary variable is created in the calling program to hold the argument's value. D. The function accesses the argument's original value in the calling program. The correct answer is the function accesses the argument's original value in the calling program. The process of extracting the relevant attributes of an object is known as A. Polymorphism. B. Inheritance. C. Abstraction. D. Data hiding. The correct answer is abstraction. Which of the following statements uses the computer's clock to initialize the random number generator? A. Runtime. B. Runtime NULL. C. Time Serand. D. Time Serand NULL. The correct answer is Runtime NULL. A static data member is given a value A. Within the class definition. B. Outside the class definition. C. When the program is executed. D. Never. The correct answer is outside the class definition. You must provide a constructor for a derived class. A. Always. B. If the base class constructor required arguments. C. If the base class constructor does not require arguments. D. Never. The correct answer is if the base class constructor required arguments. If you want to override constructor default values for an object you are instantiating, you must also override A. All other parameters to that constructor. B. All parameters to the left of that value. C. All parameters to the right of that value. D. No other parameters to that constructor. The correct answer is all parameters to the left of that value. To use one of the C built-in mathematical functions, you must include the header file in your program. A. Calculation.h. B. Compute.h. C. expression.h. D. math.h. The correct answer is math.h. Errors in a program are called A. accidents, B. annoyances, C. bugs, D. mistakes. The correct answer is bugs. If you declare two objects as customer FirstCust secondCust, which of the following must be true? A. Each object's non-static data members will be stored in the same memory location. B. Each object will be stored in the same memory location. C. Each object will have a unique memory address. D. You cannot declare two objects of the same class. The correct answer is each object will have a unique memory address. Which of the following is the inequality operator? A, B, C, D. The correct answer is if a derived class uses the public access specifier, then A. public base class members remain public in the derived class. B. protected base class members become public in the derived class. C. both A and B. D. neither A nor B. The correct answer is public base class members remain public in the derived class. The operator that releases previously allocated memory is A. release, B. return, C. delete, D. destroy. The correct answer is delete. When a language has the capability to produce new data types, it is said to be A. reprehensible, B. encapsulated, C. overloaded, D. extensible. The correct answer is extensible. A compound statement does not consist of A. a single statement, B. other compound statements, C. expression statements, D. control statements. The correct answer is a single statement. Which of the following statements will display the word hello on the computer screen? A. Sin hello, B. Sin hello, C. Coot hello, D. Coot hello. The correct answer is Coot hello. The preprocessor directive always starts with the symbol A, B, C, D. The correct answer is which of the following statements is true? A. data coupling is tighter than pathological coupling. B. common coupling is looser than data coupling. C. data structured coupling is looser than control coupling. D. control coupling is looser than data coupling. The correct answer is data structured coupling is looser than control coupling. Evaluate the following expressions 734645. A. true, B. false, C, D. The correct answer is true. The base class for most stream classes is the class A. iOS, B. out, C. in, D. app. The correct answer is iOS. The most efficient data type for a variable that stores the number 4.6e20 is the data type A. character, B. double, C. float, D. long integer. The correct answer is float. Which of the following is a C object? A. sen, B. C. iostream, D. read. The correct answer is sen. Which of the following can be used to declare the main function? A. void main, B. void main, C. void main, D. main. The correct answer is void main. You write your own container classes. A. must, B. may, C. should not, D. must not. The correct answer is may. If an integer object is thrown with a throw statement, then a subsequent catch block has a usable match if the type of the catch argument is A. int, B. double, C. either A or B, D. neither A nor B. The correct answer is int. The highest level of cohesion is A. functional cohesion, B. temporal cohesion, C. Logical cohesion. D. Sequential cohesion. The correct answer is functional cohesion. You separate a derived class name from its access specifier with a colon, b 2 colons, c at least one space, d a semicolon. The correct answer is at least one space.